Hi guys, it's Nicole here with Mommy Tips by Cole. Welcome back. I am going to be filming my last pregnancy vlog. I am pretty positive that this will be my last pregnancy vlog. This is going to update you about my 38th week update. Today I am actually starting week 39 and I have an induction scheduled for next week when I turn 40 weeks on February 11th at 10:30 a.m. While I hope that Colby will arrive before then, the induction is already scheduled. I mentioned in my last pregnancy vlog update for week 37 that they didn't want me to go to 41 weeks. They wanted to induce me. Initially, they wanted to induce me at 39 weeks, but I was like, no, I don't want to induce at 39 weeks. And then they asked me again last week. I was like, okay, I'll do it at 40, but I honestly don't think I'm going to make it to 40. Just based off of my prior 3 pregnancies, I went with Emmeline in my 39th week, Malia 38th, and then Dylan, like I mentioned before, I went into labor on my due date when I was 40 weeks. So today I actually went for much longer duration of visits because the first part of the visit was getting checked and all the measurements and stuff, and then they swept my membranes, or how did I mention that before? Stripped my membranes. I mentioned last week that that's what they said they were gonna do if I made it to 39 weeks. So they did that this morning, and honestly I had a lot of anxiety about it. I honestly don't know if they did that to me in my prior pregnancies, and if they did, I wasn't aware when they would check. But I was up really late last night when I went to the restroom and I couldn't fall back asleep, and I was like looking at these forums online of other moms that I think it's the What to Expect forum, other moms that are like posting questions or what they're going through right now that their babies are due in February. And some people said it was uncomfortable to have the membrane swept, and some people said it didn't feel like anything, and then some people said that if you're already dilated it doesn't hurt as bad, but if you're not, then that's when it hurts more. And it turns out I'm 3 centimeters dilated, 50% effaced, and the station is -3. So while she's still high up, she is engaged, or her head is engaged in the birth canal, which is a good thing. So the doctor said that is great because I'm obviously progressing. Something is happening down there as far as progress for her to arrive, because the last time they checked me in my 36 week visit, I was 1 centimeter dilated. So yeah, so now I'm 3, which is good. And I was hoping to do some walking today, but that didn't happen. So maybe later this evening after work I can, walk a little bit, or maybe tomorrow. So yeah, some people I've read that they've delivered within the same day or hours later, or they went to labor within 24 hours, and then others I've read that it didn't do much for them and they were back at the doctor the following week. And so it's like, it's really hard to say because you just don't know. Like, each woman is different and each pregnancy is different. While all of my pregnancies kind of started, or all of my labor and delivery stories started off similar. Oh, I forgot to mention, so on Monday my mucus plug actually came out at around 3:30 in the afternoon, and that's how I started labor with all 3 of my other pregnancies. So I got a little too excited when that happened. While it wasn't necessarily a bloody show, more just, I know this is TMI, but if you're watching this, your mom, it's not gonna be TMI because you already know, or you will have to experience this if it's your first baby. But it wasn't bloody, but I got excited so fast because that's how my labor started with all of them. Like, I'd wake up in the morning and the mucus plug would be there and a little bit of bloody show, and then within 24 hours or less I was in labor. I remember when Emmeline, yeah, like I delivered, my mucus plug came out in the morning, and then I delivered like 2 something in the following morning. And then with Malia, it happened much faster. My mucus plug came out in the morning, and then she was born at 8 something at night. And then with Dylan, mucus plug in the morning, and then he came, when was he born? Oh my gosh, I'm getting them all confused. I forgot. I gotta look at their birth announcements because I forgot the times. But I think with Dylan too. Oh no, Dylan was born a little bit after midnight. So I went to labor on his due date, and then he came like 12:40 something in the morning. So Malia's happened the fastest because I mentioned when I got to the hospital with her, I was fully dilated and I couldn't have an epidural. It was already too late. So they told me, being that this is my 4th, that if my contractions are consistent for every 10 minutes for at least an hour, that I don't have to call, just go to labor and delivery, being especially that I'm already 3 centimeters and 50% effaced or whatever. So after the mucus plug came out on Monday, I'm totally like going off out of order here, but when my mucus plug came out, I got so excited because like 2 hours later, before 5 o'clock or less than 2 hours later, I started getting contractions, and they seemed to be, you know, fairly consistent for a couple hours, but still irregular. Like I was getting contractions, but they were spaced out. They could be 5 minutes, 8 minutes, 12 minutes, 20 minutes, and eventually it tapered off, and I was so bummed. And then I tried to go to sleep, and being that I was able to sleep and only woke up to use the restroom, obviously I was not in labor, because if you're able to sleep, then you're not in labor. But if you can't sleep and you're up and you're in pain, then you're in labor. So that's how you know. And every day since Monday has been so slow. I wasn't ready prior to Monday, and then once that happened, I was like, yes, I'm ready, everything's done, everything's ready. And then Tuesday came around, Wednesday came around, and then now it's Thursday, and still nothing more. I'm not into labor. Not that there's no other progress, there's progress, but it's just slower than I was hoping, because I was already anticipating being in labor after the mucus plug came out. So with the sweeping of the membranes, they said I could possibly have some spotting, light spotting. That's totally normal, that if there's anything more than that, to call or go to the hospital. But other than the first initial time when she checked me and did the membrane sweep, there was very, 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 very light spotting, and then now there's not really anything, and I'm not really feeling regular contractions. I actually had to go to get a NST, which is a fetal non-stress test, for the baby to be monitored. They put one monitor to monitor contractions and one monitor to monitor the heartbeat, and then they put a cuff on my arm to check my blood pressure every some odd minutes, and I think I did that for less than an hour. And after that, they looked at my sheet, the graph, and said it's fine. It's basically just to ensure that the baby is doing well, there's no distress, and that I can continue on being pregnant and not having to do an induction right away till next week. So yeah, so I did the non-stress test, and now that that's done, they scheduled me for an ultrasound for this coming Monday, again to check the baby more thoroughly through the ultrasound, just to make sure it's still safe for me to be pregnant, being that I'm AMA, advanced maternal age. It just boggles my mind because I just turned 35 last August. But I mean, I understand all the precautions, and then the nurse was saying too, and even the doctor last week, that because there's more cases of fetal deaths when you're AMA or older, that is why they take that extra precaution to put you on surveillance at 39 weeks, and to not have you go beyond 40 weeks if you're in that bracket above 35 and above. So that's my understanding of it. I know my mom had my brothers in 40, almost 41, and you know, at that time it wasn't as big of a deal as it is now. But you know, if all of this is done just for the safety of myself and for the safety of a healthy delivery for baby Colby, then that's fine. So yeah, so that's done, and I hope that with the membrane sweeping that it will give me some progress later today, tonight, tomorrow, or sometime this weekend, because I honestly would rather it all happen on its own and not have to be induced. But the doctor assured me that even if I do have the induction, that it won't be that bad, that it's gonna go fast, being that it's my 4th, and also being that I'm already dilated as far as I am, which I'll probably be even more dilated by next week, and more effaced. So yeah, that's really the gist of it all. I'm really sad that you know, this could possibly be my last pregnancy vlog. It's been so much fun to be share this journey with you guys through YouTube, because I didn't get to share any of my pregnancies through this platform before, and it's gonna be nice to look back on this one day and to have this too for her and for my other kids to look back on, especially that I have 3 daughters. They're gonna go through this one day a long time from now, so it'll be nice for them to look back and to see what mommy went through too, yeah, with them. So with that said, let me show you my belly. So here she is. And I never really show from the front, but I do have some stretch marks from the other kids, and I have an innie belly, so I don't have an outie, and my linea negra, which that line that goes in the middle, is not as dark as I think it used to be with my other pregnancies. I feel like it was darker at one point with one of them, but yeah, other than that, I'm just still going about the regular, you know, day-to-day with the kids, with work, with dance, filming, editing, uploading, and you know, overall I feel good. Like, I don't really have much to complain about. I feel like I had horrible sciatica with my other 3, horrible, unbearable, and with this one it's really not as bad. It's just, I mean, I have sciatica normally, so it's nothing abnormal, and I feel like a lot of that, as I mentioned before, has to do with me being very active prior to being pregnant. I would work out 5 to 6 days a week. I was eating much healthier than I am now, and yeah, everything's ready. Pretty much everything's ready. And I have a video coming up on prepping for labor, so stay tuned for that. And you know, more baby videos and reviews and anything you guys have requests for, you know, after baby Colby's born. I would love to, you know, fulfill any of your requests for videos, being that, you know, I can now talk about, you know, infancy again like I did when I started YouTube. But I do have a playlist of videos, pregnancy and infant care, that I'll link down below if you want to see. They are older, but a lot of the information is still relevant. So yeah, I think that's it. So if you guys want to stay tuned day to day with what's the update, follow me on Snapchat or Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, but I would probably be updating mostly or more frequently on Snapchat. I'll probably do like a post on Instagram or something, just like when I'm in labor, but like, you know, hour to hour or something like that. More frequent posts will be on my Snapchat. So everything's at MommyTipsByCole, and thank you so much for all your wishes. It means so much to me, and I can't wait till she's here and you guys can see her, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. This is going to be my 37th week pregnancy vlog update, being that I didn't complete my 38th week yet. So like I said last week, I am going to do pregnancy vlogs weekly until baby Colby arrives, which should be in less than 2 weeks. So I might possibly have a 38 week